kind attention, please.
This meeting of Rotary Club of Madras East is called to order.
Let's start this wonderful evening with an invocation song by Annette Nandita Kannan, daughter of Rotarian Kannan Sugantharaman.
மனதில் உறுதி வேண்டும், வாக்கினிலே இனிமை வேண்டும். மனதில் உறுதி வேண்டும், வாக்கினிலே இனிமை வேண்டும். நினைவு நல்லது வேண்டும், நெருங்கின பொருள் கைப்பட வேண்டும். மனதில் உறுதி வேண்டும். கனவு மெய்ப்பட வேண்டும், கைவசமாவது விரைவில் வேண்டும். கனவு மெய்ப்பட வேண்டும், கைவசமாவது விரைவில் வேண்டும். தனமும் இன்பமும் வேண்டும், தரணியிலே பெருமை வேண்டும். மனதில் உறுதி வேண்டும். கண் திறந்திட வேண்டும், காரியத்தில் உறுதி வேண்டும். பெண் விடுதலை வேண்டும், பெரிய கடவுள் காட்க வேண்டும். மண் பயனுற வேண்டும், மண் பயனுற வேண்டும். வானகம் இங்கு தென்பட வேண்டும், உண்மை நின்றிட வேண்டும். ஓம் 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 ஓம். மனதில் உறுதி வேண்டும், வாக்கினிலே இனிமை வேண்டும். நினைவு நல்லது வேண்டும், நெருங்கின பொருள் கைப்பட வேண்டும். மனதில் உறுதி வேண்டும்.
Thank you so much. On this day, I would like to wish Happy International Women's Day to all the women in this hall. So I take great pleasure in inviting our President of RCME, Rotarian, Kumar, to deliver the welcome address for the day.
Good evening. Happy Women's Day to all strong, intelligent, talented and simply wonderful women of this world. Respected Dr. Susan Varghese, Director, I think she is on her way. Respected Ms. Patricia Narayanan, Director, Sandeepa Chain of Hotels. Rotarian Surendra Kumar, our own Rotarian and the sponsor for the award. Distinguished dignitaries and invitees. My dear RCMEans, aunts and Annettes, a very warm welcome to you all for our prestigious Women Entrepreneur Award 2023. Ms. Patricia Narayanan, from a mobile cart to 14 restaurant outlets. What an inspiring journey, ma'am. Her entrepreneurship was not a planned, but circumstances that led in her life has successfully transformed her life into a more meaningful and inspirational tale for the world to look back. You are inspiration to many women of present day, ma'am. Thanks for accepting this prestigious award. A very warm welcome to you. Dr. Susan Varghese, Director, Hindustan College of Arts and Science, Doctor by education and academician by profession. Does lot of social service. One such activity is she has started Hindustan Community College and empowers 300 students every year by providing vocational education. Also past president of Chennai Spotlight, Thanks for accepting our invitation and consented to be the chief guest for our prestigious award, ma'am. Your presence has glorified this occasion. Of course, she is yet to come. Rotarian Surendra Kumar, our own member and also past president of Rotary Club of Mylapore. Managing partner Srinivasa Foundations, a well-known and reputed real estate firm in Chennai. Rotarian Surendra Kumar has come forward and constituted this award in the memory of his mother, late Srimati K. Rajeshwari, a doyen and inspiration amongst women. Thank you very much, sir, for your nice gesture. Also, thank you very much for supporting this event year after year. I welcome members of the press and media who have given good coverage about the good works done by RCME. I also welcome the distinguished dignitaries, invitees, Rotary district officials, well-wishers of RCME, visiting Rotarians, RCMEans, aunts and aunts for this happy occasion. On Rotary fronts, as you are aware, our Rotary International President this year is a lady, Rotarian Jennifer Jones from Canada. In RCME, we have a couple of past presidents and looking for more people to take up the responsibility in the years to come. At RCME, we do give a lot of importance to women empowerment and running couple of courses like tailoring, RE, especially for women, in addition to other courses like paramedical, tally, etc. Lady Rotarians and aunts of RCME does a lot of activities in RCME. Their contribution to the works of RCME is very significant and it's all well appreciated. Women entrepreneurs in India have been making significant strides in recent years, breaking down the barriers and creating successful businesses across industries. The number of women-owned businesses in India is growing rapidly. According to the report by Bain & Company, the number of women entrepreneurs in India has increased by 108% over the past 5 years. Today, women own around 20% of all micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in our country. Women entrepreneurs in India have the potential to drive economic growth and create positive social impact. By starting and growing their own business, women can create jobs, drive innovation, and contribute to their local communities. Additionally, many women entrepreneurs are passionate about creating businesses that address social or environmental challenges such as healthcare or education. Overall, women entrepreneurs in India are making significant progress, which is a welcome scenario. Women are leaders everywhere you look, from CEO who runs a Fortune 500 company to the housewife who raises her children and heads her household. Once again, wish Happy Women's Day to all the women. With these few words, I welcome you all for our Women Entrepreneur Award 2023. Thank you.
Glad to call Rotarian Dr. Radhi Malar, Award Chairperson, to give the bouquet to our awardee Mrs. Patricia Narayan, Director Sandeepa Group, Chain of Hotels. I'd like to call Rotarian Vinod Kumar Subbaiah to give away the bouquet to Mrs. Shanti, wife of sponsor Rotarian Surendra Kumar. I'd like to call Rotarian Praneshwari to give away the bouquet to First Lady and Gayatri Ramkumar. I'd like to request Rotarian Rajesh to give away the bouquet to Anne Jalpa Vinod Kumar. may I once again call upon Rotarian Vinod Kumar Subbaiah, Director, Vocational Services, to speak about the Women Entrepreneur Award 2023.
Good evening, one and all. This introduction of the award was supposed to be preceded by a nice poem by Mahakavi Bharati. The person who was supposed to recite it was our own Rotarian Sadasivan. Unfortunately, he could not come today because he's not well, because we felt it would have been a very good addition on this day, which is International Women's Day. But nevertheless, International Women's Day is celebrated annually on March 8th as a global day focusing on the women's rights movement, bringing attention to issues such as gender equality, reproductive rights, and violence and abuse against women. We could not have picked a better day than today to celebrate the accomplishments of the awardee, Mrs. Patricia Narayan. Mrs. Patricia Narayan has gone through several personal difficulties in order to get to where she is now, and so has late Srimati K. Rajeshwari, in whose name we will be giving away the award today. Born in a middle-class family to a freedom fighter father, Srimati K. Rajeshwari, mother of Rotarian Surendra, the award sponsor, was a very intelligent and hard-working woman. She was one of the 11 children to her parents, but due to the high infant mortality rates of those times, she was also one of the lucky 2 children that survived past the first year. She had to drop out of school at a very young age due to bizarre incident involving a teacher and a school management. This gave her the freedom to travel with her father to Vizag many times, where she witnessed firsthand the long queues outside Kirana shops. Traders were exploiting people who had limited choices because of the Second World War, and she felt a sense of obligation to do the right thing. She overcame a lot of obstacles and started her own store at the age of 13. This young entrepreneur started earning and supporting the family for almost 4 years. She married the son of a successful and wealthy businessman from Calcutta and moved to Vijayawada. The family went through tough times because huge responsibilities were entrusted in the hands of the wrong people. A mother of 6, now being put in a very difficult financial circumstance, decided to take control and run the family by pledging her jewels, getting a loan to start a taxi business this time. She also started a dance troupe called Kalaradhana. Then there was no looking back. She raised her children to be artists, instrumentalists, choreographers, and of national acclaim. While I have so far talked about the entrepreneurial spirit of Srimati K. Rajeshwari, what I did not talk about is how progressive she was for her times. She re-engineered the joint family system wherein all her family members enjoyed the benefits and joy of living in a joint family system without foregoing the freedom of nuclear families. She always believed girls needed to be provided good education and the capacity to earn their income. She also believed it is not necessary to forego the manjal and kumkum when somebody loses their husband. She didn't just believe in it, she actually practiced it when her husband passed away in 1974, despite being isolated by friends and relatives for this reason. It was Srimati K. Rajeshwari's conviction that women should take responsibilities in the family, and it is they who should transform the society by grooming their children well and guiding them in the right path. There is nothing surprising for a woman to have these thoughts today. But for someone born in 1934 with limited access to education, this is a remarkable and futuristic vision about the kind of role women should play in the society. I want to leave you with a quote by Peter Drucker, who is a famous author and educator. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Srimati K. Rajeshwari embarked on a hard journey to create a wonderful future, not just for herself, but for her entire family. It is in memory of such a lovely and truly inspirational woman that was well ahead of her times that her son, Rotarian K. Surendra, has been sponsoring this award year on year, and this year the award will be given to another inspirational woman who embarked on her own entrepreneurial journey. Thank you.
I would like to invite Rotarian Praneshwari to introduce the awardee to the gathering.
Good evening, lovely ladies and the gentlemen who wished us all a happy International Women's Day. I'm here to introduce our awardee for the Women Entrepreneur Award 2023, Mrs. Patricia Narayan. Welcome, ma'am. To quote Michelle Obama, your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. starting from 50 paise to rupees 2 lakh per day, from traveling in cycle rickshaw to owning a luxury car, from just 2 employees to 200 of them working for her today. In the face of multiple challenges, Patricia has shown perseverance, great courage, and above all, consistent belief in oneself. With all these attributes combined with her unrelenting hard work, she has slowly yet steadily established herself as a celebrated and successful entrepreneur with multiple prestigious awards to her credit. Her story is that of a Bollywood film, they say. After years of battling an abusive marriage, she decided to work. To support her 2 children, she started making pickles, jams, and squashes. Soon, she set up a kiosk on the lawns near Gandhi statue at Chennai's famous Marina Beach and started selling fritters, cutlets, samosas, fresh juice, coffee, and tea. On her first day, she could only sell 1 cup of coffee for 50 paise, and that was the start of a rewarding journey. Hard work coupled with her passion for food and cooking boosted her career to great heights. In the 1980s, there were so many shops one could buy snacks from. Even amid such competition, through sheer hard work, Patricia managed to bag a chance to cater food for a slum clearance board office. Her name spread, and so did her business. She started catering to National Port Trust Management School and a branch of Bank of Madurai. The National Port Trust Management School had 700 students at that time. But the numbers did not deter Patricia. She was determined to meet such challenges and succeed in her life. All businesses thrive on innovation, and that's what Patricia showed in hers right from the start. When other vendors at the marina set up simple conventional stalls on the beach, Patricia went for a mobile cart. There were numerous vendors who sold the usual items like tea and bhaji. So she sold items that were considered new to that era: cutlets, fritters, samosas, French fries, ice creams. She employed 2 differently abled people to help her run the stall. She gave them the necessary training to do the jobs. Even her advertisements were different from those of other vendors. To cite an example, she would hire a lookalike celebrity to come to her stall and arrange for photos to be shot. This attracted a good crowd to her stall, thus increasing her business. By the late 80s, she had branched out into running canteens for offices. In 1998, she became director of the Sangeeta Group's Nelson Manikam Road restaurant. When in 2004, she lost her spirit and her newly married daughter, Sandra Pradeepa, in a car crash, her son, Praveen, quit his job in the Merchant Navy and helped her set up the first unit of a restaurant chain that came to be called Sandeepa, that she dedicated to her daughter. This was in 2010. Sandeepa now operates several branches in Chennai in food courts of various big IT companies. I am my own psychiatrist, says Patricia. When I am depressed, I read my own story. Today, Patricia operates an ambulance service from Acharapakam Highway, the spot where Pradeepa's accident took place, so that no other parent has to go through what she had due to the lack of life-saving facilities such as this. Some of the prominent awards that Patricia has received so far are the FICCI Women Entrepreneur Award in 2010, the Sunday Standard Devi Awards 2016 from Honorable Minister Sushma Swaraj, who said about Patricia, to be inspired by one's own hardships and ensure that nobody else faces them is indeed one of the noblest virtues. On learning about Patricia's operating the ambulance service, a FICCI Flow Jaipur in 2017 has also recognized her achievements, and she has won several other awards that is too long to list here. So Patricia, together with her son, Praveen Narayan, won the Make in India Emerging Entrepreneur Awards, which she received from the Honorable Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Ma'am, I take this opportunity to tell you how honored I feel to be able to do your introduction today. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you.
Beloved chief guest has come in. Thank you, ma'am. I'm happy to call our award sponsor, Rotarian Surendra, to come and give the bouquet to our chief guest, Dr. Susan Sindhu Varghese, Director, Hindustan College of Arts and Science. So the citation will be on the screen for the audience. May I call upon Rotarian Suresh Ramanathan to read the citation to be given to the awardee.
It's my proud privilege to read out this citation for our awardee, Mrs. Patricia Narayan. It's human nature to oversimplify the success of the people who made it to the top of the chart. From the outside looking in, it's easy to make judgments about how they got to where they are. At the other end of the spectrum, we oversimplify the conditions of some and, overlooking their sagacity, tick them off as failures. Here's a story of a person who rose from doom to triumph despite the odds piling up in what appears to be a life that was dealt the wrong cards at every round. The percipience of a winner is best seen when under duress. There's not any present moment that is unconnected with some future one. Our lives are a continuing chain of incidents, each link of which hangs upon the former. The transition from cause to effect, from event to event, is often carried on by unknown steps which our foresight cannot divine and our sagacity is unable to trace. Despair may at some future time bring forth good. We see Patricia, despondent at a wedlock, looking unpromising. 2 children arriving in quick succession and taking refuge at her parents' home out of mind-numbing poverty. An opportunity opens up for selling pickles and preserves that just get lapped up, literally faster than she could bring them to the table. Soon she was presented the chance to get a mobile cart free if she would employ 2 differently abled youth. She embraced the offer and peddled snacks and oddments alongside hot beverages. But again, when the first day's sale was just 1 cup of coffee, she came home woebegone. Her mother reminded her that she had brought home 1 cup of coffee less. That whipped her flagging spirit up. Hope springs eternal, but only for the bold of heart. Her pursuit with passion led her to winning coveted contracts one after another, especially the one at the National Institute of Port Management, where she needed to cater to 700 students every day. Behind every success story is endless effort, setbacks, or some radical changes in direction. The road to success is paved with failures, where challenges are the tools. And they appeared in her life, when she seemed to have stabilized the rocking ship and looked set for a windy sail. The gory accident that sucked out the lives of her daughter and her newlywed husband devastated her, and she couldn't come to terms with the macabre handling of the departed duo. But Patricia paid the dear ones the tribute they deserved some years later by buying an ambulance and parking it at the very spot where tragedy had visited them. She did flinch, as the loss wasn't easy to reconcile to. But support arrived in the shape of her enthusiastic son, who decided to take the business over his young shoulders. He would start the first of the restaurants named Sandeepa after his late sister. The spirit of an entrepreneur can sag at times, but is never subjugated. Patricia plunged head-on, scaled her business, and increased the restaurant count to a formidable chain today. Her story, like the many that have appeared in our midst, should be told, as society needs to hear that there are people who brave odds by staring at depredation in the eye. Rotary Club of Madras East joins the family of late Srimati Rajeshwari in saluting the indefatigable spirit of Patricia and deems it a privilege to present her this Women Entrepreneur of the Year award this Wednesday, the 8th of March, 2023. Thank you.
Now, we are at the most important moment of this event. I'm honored to invite our chief guest, Dr. Susan Sindhu Varghese, to give the most prestigious Women Entrepreneur Award to Mrs. Patricia Narayan. I would request all the dignitaries and the award sponsor to join us on stage to give away the award. On behalf of all the RCMEs, I take the privilege to invite our Women Entrepreneur Awardee, Mrs. Patricia Narayan, to come and give her acceptance speech.
Good evening, one and all. I'm at loss of words. I'm really honored and, okay, I'm not getting the right words. Like, I exactly didn't know what the family of Srimati K. Rajeshwari was. I mean, I didn't know exactly what it was, but now when I came and heard about it, I think I stand nowhere. And I'm really, really humbled and honored to get this award from their family. And thank you, Rotary Club of Chennai East, for having me here today evening and giving me this award. Actually, these awards are, I mean, at least this award is a recognition for what I have done so far. But then I don't consider that this is the end to it. I think that this is a push, like maybe I was relaxing a little bit too much, and now I know that this is a push for me to go back with more grit and determination and not to get stagnated here. So thank you, Rotary Club, for giving me this award, and all the jury members who have elected me to get this award. So a lot of people, I think they've almost told my entire story, but still many of them wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth. So I think I'll go ahead and just tell them what they want to hear. Little bit of corrections I would like to do. This chain of hotels, I think before Corona. Now actually my restaurants, I'm yet to start functioning. The main reason is most of my employees were the North Indians. They were from Bihar and Nepal, and I had trained them all to do South Indian cooking. They are the best chefs today, but still they're all yet to come back and join me. And the next thing is, I do a lot of corporate catering, and my main work was in the Infosys campus, and they are just starting up in June or July, and from then on it would be again like Sandeepa would be on its wings soaring high. So I wanted to clarify this to a lot of people. So coming back to my story, like I would like to rewind about 35, 40 years back. I was just a small girl of 18. Like, I don't want to take a long time. I fell in love, and my choice was bad. I belong to a very conservative Christian family, and they did not accept my marriage. But I don't want to get too much into my personal life. It was a disaster. That's the only word which I could say. And then I was on the crossroads. I didn't know, like, there was a time when I thought whether I live or die. And then I thought I had to live because I had already conceived and I was pregnant. So the only thing which I knew was like, I was very nervous, even today I'm nervous. I was very nervous, I was very sensitive, like I wouldn't even go to the end of the road without anybody accompanying me. But then I had to really take courage and then move on in life. So the only thing I knew was cooking. Cooking was a passion, like right from 5 or 6, I was always in the kitchen. I was doing all the odd jobs with my aunt and my maids. And so the passion for cooking is still there. That's why I'm standing in front of you. And I love cooking. I love to serve food to people. So I had to fall upon that. So whenever I go to speak, mostly I meet a lot of students. So I tell them, tap your passion. Embrace that God's ability in you to move forward, and we'll definitely be successful. So I started selling pickles and jams and squashes, and as they said, I was not having a commercial kitchen and I was not able to meet up with the demands. If only I had some support, I would have been a big pickle manufacturer today, because my pickles were so good and they were moving out so fast, but I was not able to do that. So the next thing was, I was offered a small kiosk at the marina. Of course, I think all of us know the marina, and I thought that was the best place because I was trying to plan my timing. I had a small baby at home. So I needed a place where I will only have to work for a few hours. And so the marina was the best choice. So I took up the marina, but then it was not that easy. I had to, like I wouldn't even go in the lift. I would carry my little boy and I would go on the stairs, 10 floors, 11 floors to meet the IAS officer. And it took almost a year. I was not going to give up. He was not going to meet me because I did not have any recommendation to meet the IAS officer. But then I made it a point that I will go and mark my attendance and sit with my baby there, so that the IAS officer saw me one day and he asked the secretary, why is this woman here every day? And he had called me inside. And that is how the first meeting with the IAS officer happened. Like, I never want to give up. That's my quality even till today. And I met him, I explained to him why I needed a kiosk in that place, and I think I got the kiosk in 1989. Yeah, 89. Till today, I was the only one who had been awarded a kiosk on the lawns of the marina. Nobody has got the permission after that. I had run the place till 2004. So then I got the permission, and it was just a small kiosk. It was about 100 square feet, but then I was given water connection, I was given the current connection and all that, and I felt like that I owned a 5-star hotel. So wherever I go, people ask me, have you done an MBA on, I said, yeah, I have done an MBA on the Marina Sands, on the beach, and at the kiosk. So I call myself an MBA from my kiosk. And of course, the personal side was very bad. I had to face a lot of challenges, but then I was able to manage because I was doing something which I was passionate about. I love to do this work. So, but then of course I wanted to do something different. So I was not selling the usual budgies and coffee. I was selling fritters and French fries, which was something which a 5-star only would offer on those days. This I'm talking about 30 years, 35 years back. Slowly from there, I started moving out to other catering contracts. Like she said, my major breakthrough was National Institute of Port Management. Again, I had to meet an IAS officer there who shooed me away. He said, this is not a women's job. This is not a housewife's job. So I didn't want to let go. I said, no, I will get into this place. And of course, God's grace, Lord's ability, like they called me and I was there, and I was successfully running the catering for them for about 7-8 years. At the same time, I was doing Ragas Dental College, and I was catering to about almost 1,000 people a day, which was a huge challenge for a lady at that time. But then because my personal problems were so great, I was indulging myself in work. I didn't mind working 24/7 just because I wanted my children to have the best. Things were going on fine. My personal life was again a big zero, but still I was struggling very hard. I was going ahead. Let me cut the story short. Everything was very nice. My son started sailing because I was with the National Institute of Port Management. I liked the way the sailors were sailing for 6 months and having holidays for 6 months. Like, I was thrilled with all that, and I put him to study. He had gone to UK, he studied, and he started sailing also. Then it was my daughter. Her name was Pratibha Sandra. She also finished her visual communication in 2004, April. I got her married. She was just 21, and 30 days later, I lost her in an accident along with her husband on May 31st. So life is never a bed of roses, but then I always took up whatever came to me as challenge, but then this blow I was not able to take. Like, it really shattered me. Like, I was totally at loss. Like, I was not able to come out and get into business or do anything. And that was the time when my son, he quit his job. He was almost he reached the level of a captain. But then he quit his job and he stood by me. And after that, it took quite a couple of years for me to get back. But then my son started Sandeepa. Before that, I was a part of the famous Sangeeta hotels, and a few years back only I quit from their group. But my son started this, but he was very new and he was not able to pull along. The only thing I did in 2004 was setting up this ambulance, because my daughter was denied an ambulance service because they said they don't carry dead people in the ambulance, which was very new to me. So I have an ambulance there, and from 2004 I'm running the ambulance. We have catered to about 4,000 to 5,000 people on the road who are met with accidents. And my thing is that we carry, whether they are hurt, injured, or if they have passed away, to the nearest hospital with a little bit of respect. Because my children were pulled out from the boots of cars, which I didn't want any other mother to see. So, having said all this, and then 2010, I got the award from FICCI, and I had spoken to people and all that, and then slowly I was coming. Like, time is the healer. Way back in 2010, when I got my first award and I was asked to give a speech, like, I spoke very enthusiastically, but when I started talking about my daughter, I broke down. I couldn't continue to speak after that. But today, I'm able to tell you all what happened, because I strongly believe time is the healer. But again, 2019, Corona threw me and tore us apart. Our businesses came down crashing, and my son had started, like, all this was not there, so I think I'll share this fast with you all. My son started the Barracuda Brew. I don't know, I think most of you would be knowing this. And 2019, December, we inaugurated it, and February we had to shut down. That was a very massive investment which we had done. And again, we were thrown to the wild winds and the storms. But never give up. That's what I always say. We have to survive, keep our heads afloat, and keep moving forward. So today, I think we are all safe. We are moving forward, and I mean, my life is like a story, like I was sharing with someone, like it's like the snake and the ladder. I come to the 99 and again I come back to 2. But I never give up. I just keep moving on. So once again, I thank everybody, and to all the women here, dear women, we are all half the society and raise the other half. Please don't say we are equal to men. We are more superior. This woman has fought 1,000 battles and is still standing. still smiling. She has been broken, betrayed, and rejected. But she still walks proudly, laughs loudly, lives boldly. This woman is strong, she is beautiful, and that's me. Thank you all. Happy Women's Day.
Speech. I'd like to call upon our award sponsor, Rotarian Surendra, to give a few words about the award.
President Rotarian Kumar, Secretary Rotarian Prabhuram, Vocational Services Director Rotarian Vinod Kumar Subbaiah, the award chairperson, Rotarian Dr. Radhi Malar, chief guest of the evening, Dr. Susan Sindhu Varghese, the awardee of the evening, Mrs. Patricia Narayan, my dear fellow Rotarians, aunts, aunts, district officials, members of the press, guests, my family members, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I stand before you as a person who has been chiseled by my mother, who taught me everything from mathematics to business. I have seen from very close quarters what a mother can do to raise her children. From a very young age, I was looking at women and their sacrifices for the sake of their children and the pains and joy they go through in shaping their children. My mother was a Class 1 contractor in Military Engineering Service, Tamil Nadu Housing Board. It was a male-dominated business of civil works. She tirelessly worked and achieved many firsts in her life. She constructed the 2 multi-storied buildings in the city of Chennai. One, the defense quarters, which stands in the Mount Road, and the second one is a 9-storied building in Nandanam for IAS officers. I was delighted when I read about the awardee, Patricia Narayan, after being informed about the selection by the committee. What a woman. What a fighting spirit. She is a lioness. I particularly liked 2 incidents in her life which brings out the true marketing skills in her. The first one, she chose to put lookalikes of celebrities as brand ambassadors to draw crowds to her cart. It was really creative. The second one, even when she was in sorrow mood, she saw an opportunity. In the last bus stop, she traveled in a bus, entered the premises and canvassed for her business. That was her port management. Madam, I know how difficult it is for women of your time to enter business, run an enterprise, that too in a food industry, and still manage your children. I salute you for your determination, hard work, and the passion with which you run your business. I also sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart for running an ambulance service from Acharapakkam. Even in the personal tragedy, you have thought about the society. I thank the chief guest, Dr. Susan Sindhu Varghese, for gracing the occasion. I still remember the institution, Hindustan Institute of Engineering Technology. My elder brother studied automobile engineering in your institute. It was the only institute at that time to offer a diploma in aviation engineering. Thank you, madam. I remember all the women who contributed to my life. My mother, K. Rajeswari, who taught me everything in my life. My mother's sister, Lalita, who taught me patience. My mother-in-law, Srimati Savitri, who gave me her daughter. My sisters, Vijay Lakshmi and Rekha, who protected me when I was young. My wife Shanti, without whom this life would have been very dull. My daughter Lalitya, who made my life wonderful. My daughter-in-law Aishwarya, who gave me a wonderful princess called Sahasra, who is my world today. These people are my Navadurgas, who gave me everything what I can dream of. Patricia Narayan, my mother would have been very, very proud to be present here. My family members instituted this award in her name, and they join me in congratulating you for your wonderful journey. I sincerely thank every member of the committee who have put in a lot of work and burnt midnight oil to make this function a grand success. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
I request Rotarian Varun to introduce our chief guest to the gathering.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and pleasure to say a few words about Dr. Susan Varghese. She is a lady who wears multiple hats of both a doctor and an educationalist with a passion to serve her patients and students with utmost sincerity. The only daughter of Dr. KCG Varghese, she has always been inspired by his ideals. After completing her MBBS at Ambedkar Medical College, Bangalore, she did her post-graduation at Sri Ramachandra Medical College and RI Chennai and was a university topper in MS Ophthalmology at SRMC. She trained as a retina consultant and then started her journey at the Smart Vision and Diabetic Clinic in 2015. She is a proud Rotarian as well and was the president of her club in 2021-22. As director of Hindustan College of Arts and Science, Kelambakam, since 2005, she has contributed in building the institute into a world-class center of excellence with about 4,000 students from India and abroad. Dr. Susan is also the president of the Indo-Australian Association since 2015 and has been instrumental in increasing cultural ties with Australia. Dr. Susan has also been key in starting the Hindustan Community College, through which more than 300 students belonging to the marginalized section of society are educated in various vocational courses. Dr. Susan recently received the Skill Yojana Award from the Governor of Tamil Nadu to add to the many awards and accolades she has received for her work and effort in various fields. Dr. Susan is also a proud mother of 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Susan Varghese.
May I invite our beloved chief guest, Dr. Susan Sindhu Varghese, to address the gathering.
Good evening, respected Women Entrepreneur Awardee of the Year, Mrs. Patricia Narayan, President of the Club, Rotarian Ramakumar, Rotarian Prabhu, Rotarian Vinod, my dear friend Rotarian Radhi Malar and Rotarian Sujita, my co-president Rotarian Srinivas is here for my year 21-22, and fellow Rotarians. Indeed, after hearing about Mrs. Patricia Narayan's journey, I feel I'm really very small to be standing in front of you after her very, very inspiring and very soul-touching talk. And my heartfelt regards and pranams in your daughter's memory, and extremely honored that I'm here to have presented the award to you today. And also my apologies for being slightly late. The metro of Madras is really maddening, and I was stuck on the Adyar Bridge for about half an hour. So I'm really sorry about that also on this August occasion. So we are here to have felicitated the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, but also to really recognize what this day is about. This one day of the year that we get when 364 days of the year is dedicated to the men. So this is a day, I think all of you, may also know that the color of the day is usually pink for this day. So in my college today, all the ladies and the men, in fact, in our support, were all in pink. And yes, you have the pink also. Yes, I think I can see that the pants are the most important part, and that's what you're wearing with pink, so that's very good, Rotarian Surendra Kumar. Yeah, so we were all in pink, so that's why I'm also right now in pink right now, just that this day is all about the women empowerment. And so I think all of you can tell me what 2 colors make pink. 2 colors, yes, red and white. Yeah. So pink is the color of compassion and nurturing and love, right? The pink is known for denoting all of this, and it's made up of these two colors, which is red and white. And red is all about passion and power, right? And that's what women have if allowed to rise up in their own fields, just like Mrs. Patricia was able to do. And of course, white is the color of purity and openness and wholesomeness, and that's peace also, and that's also other characteristics of women, and those two coming together forming pink is what women are all about. And of course we see the chief guest also, I mean, I consider you the chief guest more than me, is wearing a beautiful color, and of course Rotarian Radhi Malar, whatever she wears, she looks gorgeous and beautiful, and purple is also the color of women empowerment. So really hats off to both of you wonderful ladies who are seated on the stage also. Our country has got a population of 1.4 billion people, right? And our country is soon going to overtake China as the most populous country in the world in 2023. And 50% of that is made up of women, right? And 864 million women are out there who have not been able to achieve the target of reaching their full potential. And that is what we are here to talk about, how we need to empower more women. And we see that clubs like yours, I've always admired your club from a distance. Actually, Rotarian Ramakumar, especially when I came to know Rotarian Srinivas, and I'd come here for a couple of other meetings before, that this is one of the oldest clubs, and you do a lot of wonderful service. And there is a lot that rides on you also as a club, which can do great things out for the women empowerment, because there is so much of need out there. And what I have seen is, because I deal with community college where we get the most marginalized students who come in who are not able to pay even 3,000 rupees or 4,000 because they just don't have the means. If the fees is 10,000, they pay 2,000, and they are just coming so that they are able to get a vocation, and they are able to do a tailoring, or they are able to do some mobile servicing job and learn that and go. And we see that even those sort of that sort of fees that we try to get from them also for just covering the basic costs of these sort of things, they are not able to. And not just the girls, but of course even the boys. But today we are talking about women empowerment. And we see that there are so much of need. What we see is that if a girl can achieve 20x, from X to 20x, she comes in for a diploma or a vocational course, and she is able to maybe get, because of her economic status, she is able to go only up till 6x, but not able to achieve that balance gap of 14x, and that is what we are going to be lacking and seeing, which can really add to our country's GDP itself. And what we see is the enrollment rate for girls is also only 34%, while of course in our population of 50% of India's population, we're not able to see that the girls are able to achieve more. So this change-making potential of these girls is so much more which can be achieved. And what we also see is girls, when they're given an education, what we see is that there is a ripple effect. When one girl is educated, she goes back, or she's attending a course, she will go back and say, do you know that I have got a wonderful teacher, to her sisters, to her friends, to her neighbors. And we find that they are able to bring in more people who are able to break the vicious cycle of ignorance and get an education. And we also see that they are able to contribute to get the trickle-down effect. That is, one woman, if she is educated, she is able to empower her whole family, and not just her whole family, but her village and her community in which she is a part of. So we find that women being empowered is one of the most important things. I think Rotarian Surendra Kumar said about his mother and how she was an educated lady, and because of that, how much more he has been able to, as her son, he has been able to contribute out into society and take forward not just her name, but build up his whole family because of what she was able to also pass down to him, the values that she was able to pass down too. So I think each woman that is educated out there, I'm sure each one of you can make a difference for so many that need your consideration for education. I'm sure your women empowerment team is working very hard at getting you great projects to empower more girl children who would not have had the opportunity otherwise, because every day in our college, of course, we are seeing people who are having to drop out. Of course, we have set up a fund for those that are just not able to pay, but we see so many, in spite of that, dropping out, and it is such a big loss for our nation that those children are not able to get the education that they should receive. Of course, just like my CV was read out by Varun. Thank you, Varun. So I am also a doctor, so I did want to just say a few words, of course, regarding my journey as a woman entrepreneur also, because of course my passion ever since I read the story of Florence Nightingale when I was in 4th standard in Sishya was that I should become a doctor. Of course, coming from a family where we have educational institutions, my father was very insistent after my MBBS, okay, now you run the college. But I said, no, I want to become a surgeon. And so that's when I went on to do my MS. And along the way, I had my 3 children also. And my twins, I had just 2 weeks after my final exam in SRMC. So it was a very big journey. Of course, all of that seems very, very tiny in front of you, but it's a personal journey, which is, I'm sure each one of you women have a lot that you would have had to sacrifice or go through in your life where you have to. But when you want to achieve what you're passionate about, what you want to do, you will find ways to do that. And I'm sure all of you will find ways to help many more people along the way. And now I am not just running colleges, but I have my own ophthalmic clinic also that I'm running. And in fact, now on Monday, I'm shifting to my own place, which is Smart Vision Clinic in Thiruvanmiyur. So it has been quite a hectic few days, but today I wanted to be here, especially to hear of your story, and I am really deeply touched and honored that I'm here with each one of you. So I just want to end with a few words. That is a quote by Christian Lagarde, who is the director of IMF, who said, "Ultimately, I would love to see a world where women let their confidence roar from the rooftops, their cups run over with self-assurance, and their voices resound across the pinnacles of power." And really, I think we all gave a standing ovation to her, but she was able to go to the pinnacles of power and really make their hands move so that she could achieve her goal. And with her grit and resilience, she was able to do that. So hats off again to you, ma'am. I salute you. And I believe that each one of you can make a change in so many people's life, and I implore each one of you that even one person's life that you change, it will be for the best and for the betterment of our country and nation and the world. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am, for the inspiring speech. I once again call our President, Rotarian Kumar, to present the memento to the Chief Guest. Now I request Secretary Rotarian Prabhuram to share the Secretary's announcement.
Good evening, friends. The Power Speaker meeting is coming up. Yes, the next Wednesday, 15th of March, it's a Power Speaker meeting. Dr. C. Rangarajan, former Governor, Reserve Bank of India, will be with us. So that's again a dinner meeting, and let us all join, and it is going to be a fabulous meeting. Thank you so much.
Now I request President-elect Rotarian Babu Krishnamurthy to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, friends. It's my pleasure to deliver the formal vote of thanks. First up, thank you, Patricia Narayan, for accepting the award and being here on Women's Day to lighten up our meeting. Thank you so much. Your story is truly inspiring. Thank you, Dr. Susan Verghese, for your inspiring words, and a lot of your ideas we will take forward in Rotary in terms of women and employability. Thank you so much. And the award sponsor year on year, son of K. Rajeshwari, Surendra and his family. Thank you, Surendra. Wonderful work. Appreciate it. The wonderful citation, beautifully crafted with the words like pearls in a necklace by our very own P. Ram. Thank you so much, Ram, for that wonderful citation. Divya Siddharth for creating this masterpiece of citation and chief guest memento. Nandita, who sang the invocation song, wonderful, wonderful song. Thank you, Nandita. And Praneshwari doing the introduction of the awardee. Suresh, what a wonderful way to read a beautifully written citation. Thank you, Suresh, for doing the honors. And Varun for introduction of the chief guest. And Divya and Sujita for the arrangements for the day. Thank you so much. And MC, the new find of RCME, Uday. Thank you so much, Uday. And of course, the chairperson for this award, somebody who is very quietly sitting in the dais, Radhi Malar. Kudos to you. Wonderful, very dignified event. And of course, the man behind who speaks less but does a lot of work, Vinod Subbaiah, the Director of Vocational Services. All credit. Media and friends, and of course, Crown Plaza for a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
I request everyone to raise for the national anthem. I'd like to call all the ladies to come up on the stage for a photograph.
This meeting of Rotary Club of Madras East is adjourned.